active out there, we'll find them.
The commander's livid. Not sure what you did, but it's not good.
There you are, you insolent waste of space. I demand answers, and I demand them now. We intercepted your exchange with the Ragana. What arrogant delusion made you think you had the authority to lay a finger on Imperial citizens?
I expected you to find another way.
An effective ISB agent knows how to weigh every option carefully and choose the path that brings the least disgrace to the Empire. Clearly, that lesson has completely eluded you. My expectations for you were already low given your upbringing. But I didn't think you'd sink even this far. What you've done is take a shortcut to get the job done without considering any of the consequences. That is absolutely unacceptable. Wrong. I am the one who makes those decisions. I am the one in power here. If the choice was between a colony of worthless Rhodians and joining the Shadow Collective, then perhaps I could understand. But these were Imperial citizens. Now I'm forced to waste my valuable time sweeping this mess under the rug before anyone on the Council finds out. Let me make this abundantly clear. You represent me out there, and I will not tolerate you making me look like a fool in front of the Council. Pull a stunt like this again, and you're finished. I'll personally see to your execution.
I think you'll find all access to the docking area is fully restricted.
All right, let's go. So, you took the op instead of serving the time. Gonna be the commander's new mole, huh? Going in all alone, infiltrating a bunch of pirates. You've got a lot of guts. Still, it makes you wonder, especially with the stories that go around.
Okay,
Like
hello.
the one about how the Collective deals with informants by lashing them to the hull of a ship and then slowly letting the air out of their suit. Could you imagine a worse way to go? I know I couldn't. But I wouldn't worry about it. Since the commander handpicked you, I'm guessing you can hold your breath for a really long time, right?
How generous of you to finally arrive. Such leisurely conduct is noted. You'll find that obedience isn't a request with us. It's the foundation of your continued usefulness.
Now that we've established your level of cooperation with us, I want to introduce you to your new home.
This is the operations center of the Imperial Star Destroyer Vigilance, the ISB's nerve center dedicated to the destruction of the Shadow Collective. We're currently in the Terrace system in deep orbit around Phobos. As to why, I'll explain momentarily. Keep such comments to yourself, convict. The might of the Empire was never in question here. We need eyes and ears inside the Shadow Collective. Someone who can feed us information, evidence, and expose their weaknesses.
The catch is that you can't just knock on their front door and ask for an application. Getting inside is going to take some finesse. Let's get one thing straight right now.
While you're working for me, you will be nothing but a tool I will utilize when necessary. Are we clear? Do not overestimate your skills and jeopardize the Empire's goals. You are nothing but a tool that we will do what we please with. Our intelligence has managed to find a possible opening into the Shadow Collective through Sayar Saboden, one of their contacts. She works for the Trade Federation on Geonosis, so you'll be using a container of spice we've loaded on your ship to get her attention. Spice is a Class A controlled substance that's illegal to transport outside of Nar Shaddaa, a city on Nal Hatta.
Get caught with this stuff aboard a ship, and you're looking at some serious fines.
Well, it's the best we've got. Once you bluff your way into the Shadow Collective, then the operation proceeds to evidence gathering.
That's where my second-in-command, Lieutenant Gillian Toft, comes into the picture. She'll explain everything you need to know.
Let's just say Imperial Command needs proof that engaging the Shadow Collective is a larger priority than they're willing to admit.
If we shove enough concrete evidence under their noses, they'll have no choice but to allocate the resources that I've requested.
At the same time, we can use the evidence to arrest members of the Shadow Collective, weakening them enough to strike a fatal blow.
Well then, I suppose you'll just have to take your chances. In the meantime, I expect you to follow my orders, to the letter.
Remember, this entire operation rests on your ability to infiltrate the Shadow Collective and bring us the evidence we need to take them down.
Then you better learn to swim, because you're diving right into the deep end on this one.
I've reviewed your file. It's remarkable how little significance your existence holds. We would be doing you a kindness. There is no room for your judgment or instincts. Follow orders, and you might just survive.
At this point, whether you like it or not, you're working for me. Look, before you begin, I want to make something perfectly clear.
As an undercover operative for the ISB, you'll be expected to follow our code of conduct and ethics.
Allow yourself to stray too far off the path, and you stand a good chance of spiraling out of control.
You are nothing but an asset to the Empire. If circumstances arise where you are compromised, you will cease to be an asset and instead become a threat to the Empire, where you will be swiftly dealt with. At the end of the day, your primary goal is taking down the Shadow Collective. That's the greater good.
Well, you better learn quick. Otherwise, I'll start looking for someone to take your place. Anyway, it's time to hand you over to Lieutenant Toft. She'll brief you about the details of the evidence-gathering portion of the operation.
Now get out of my sight.
That's easy to answer. You don't. We'll be monitoring your activities from the Vigilance and attempting to keep it within your vicinity. When you feel you've gathered enough evidence, and at the completion of your assignments, head back here for a debrief. Beyond that, you're completely on your own.
For your own safety, nobody but myself and the crew of the Vigilance will be aware that you're working for the Galactic Empire.
Basically, if you land in jail, you're going to have to deal with the fines.
All we know is that she's been with the Trade Federation for years, which means she's been privy to some seriously shady deals. She's shrewd, and she's diligent. The only reason we were able to connect her with the Shadow Collective at all was thanks to an informant.
I'm afraid she's the best lead we've got.
Dismissed.